Hey Taurus, welcome to your February 2020 love reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and yes, of course, Venus. Everybody always asks if this is also for Venus. I know a lot of people like to watch their Venus sign for love, so I always include that as well in my intention as I am shuffling. So we're going to see what's happening for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the month of February 2020. We're going to pull 5 cards. One more shuffle here. Alrighty, my darlings. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the first card here, we have the Magician. This one's been coming up for a few of the signs. It came up for Leo, and it, I believe, came up for Libra. So some of you could be dealing with a Libra or a Leo. Although, if we're going to look at things astrologically, the Magician sign is going to be connected to Virgo and to Gemini, to those 2 signs, okay? I don't like to get too much in the astrological associations of the cards because it could be the person's moon sign, it could be their rising, it could be their Venus. We don't always know, right? We don't always know that information right away, so that could end up throwing you off more than helping you. You know, and it's like, what sign are they? But it could be anywhere in their chart. So Magician card, though, for me is going to indicate that you are manifesting somebody, that you are manifesting an existing relationship or like a significant soulmate. When I see the major arcana cards, it tells me there's a significant soulmate connection, but that you all have a contract. You all have made an agreement that you were going to meet in this lifetime for a specific reason. And by looking at what the major arcana card is, it gives me an idea of what that contract may be. And so for me to have the Magician card, it's about manifesting. You've manifested this person. They've manifested you. You guys are going to be manifesting things together. Now, I'm feeling a different vibe from the card for Taurus than I felt for Leo when it came up for them, and a different vibe than what I felt for Libra when it came up for them. For you guys, what's jumping out at me in this card is the spiral behind him. And so I feel this is somebody who's coming in that's really helping you to expand your thoughts, expanding your mentality, expanding your thinking, and somebody who's helping you to ascend, because the spiral is a symbolism for ascension. To ascend energetically, to come into a higher level. So this is somebody that this connection with this person, this relationship, is helping you to ascend to a higher vibration, to come up an energy level or 2, 3 for some of you even, okay? So this is something helping you to ascend. This could also be someone who's helping you to kind of like come up in your life, like helping, not necessarily helping you by doing things for you, but something about the relationship is giving you the support or the comfort that you need to be able to expand and grow upon your goals and the things that you're wanting to accomplish. So there's very much that dynamic coming in with it as well. I do feel for some reason, Taurus, that there are going to be people that feel like this person has taken precedent in your life and they don't like it. They don't like it. They might feel like, oh, you just do everything that they say. Oh, you know, you're just, oh, you know, whatever they say, you go running. Or, oh, you know, they're hypnotized by this person. And I think this may be a very charismatic person, and this is one of the reasons why your friends and family may be saying this. But it could just be because you're going through a lot of changes and you're going against the grain, so to speak. And so even though this person has come into your life because you're already going in that direction, they may blame this person for your changes in thinking or your changes in behavior or the way that you're changing. They don't understand. They don't realize that, no, I was already on that path and I met this person. It's not that this person brought me to this path. You get what I'm saying. But I definitely feel that kind of vibe or that kind of feeling around it, okay? So next we have, what do we have here next? We've got the 5 of Gems, and this is anxiety, okay? So as you're going through this ascension, as you're going through these changes, it is going to leave you feeling a little bit anxious. Now, this is what's really interesting to me. This card actually, right now when it came up, gave me a massive confirmation. Because what did I tell you guys? I said that I felt like when because you guys know I read intuitively, as I was looking at that spiral, it made me feel like you're ascending, coming into a higher vibration, and that some people might say, oh, this person's just completely and totally like mesmerizing you. You're hypnotized by them. You're doing whatever, whatever they tell you to do. So with this Five of Gems, it makes me feel some of you are feeling very much like you're having to choose between your old life, your old ways, and this person, or maybe even family or friends. Because if we look at Five of Gems, traditionally, this would be what we know in traditional tarot is Five of Coins, Five of Pentacles, Five of Earth, and that's a card that obviously we associate with being left out in the cold. Being left out in the cold. So for some of you, you're feeling very much like you're having to choose between this relationship and, everybody that you had before. For some of you, the stakes are very high because you may be leaving an existing relationship for this new relationship. And so there could be people who are looking at you like, oh, Taurus, look at you. You're just kind of, jumping ship or whatever. Like they might be kind of criticizing you for that. But there's definitely this feeling of like a sacrifice, almost like you're giving up one thing for something else. And the Magician card, the pull here might be very great or very difficult for you to resist. You're just kind of feeling guided in that direction. Sometimes Five of Gems or Five of Pentacles can also mean that you're manifesting a soulmate, that you guys are both kind of in the same place in your life in terms of finding yourself, rebuilding, figuring out what like feels good to you or what you're feeling guided to do. Because Five of Gems or Five of Pentacles, I sometimes call it my Wizard of Oz card, like you're just wandering through looking for wisdom, looking for guidance, but you find it within each other. You find it within these friends or family, that kind of came in, and like soul family or soulmate, soul relationship. You're figuring life out together. Okay, so it could be one of those things where both of you, your friends and family, might be looking at you guys like you just kind of go off and you disappear together, and it's just all about you guys and forget everybody else. There could be that element of it as well. The next card here, Taurus, we have Justice. Whoa, look at this. This is crazy. You've got two major arcana cards. So you guys have heard me say in previous readings, when the major arcana cards come up, because a lot of the times they are going to come up in the way or in the sense when it has to do with a big life lesson, a big crossroads. And sometimes they come up in the weekly forecasts. And you hear me say major arcana cards are really big energy. So even though it might come up in the weekly forecast for like a Monday, Tuesday, it's not just going to be Monday, Tuesday. You're entering a phase of time. You're entering a new phase, a new period. And so even for a month, you've got these two major arcana cards coming up here. It's pretty safe to say this is going to be more than a month. Something is happening in February that's going to carry over in through the next, 6 to 8 months for some of you, 4 to 6 months for some of you, And so the Justice card has to do with truth being revealed. That's one of the cards here. So there may be some truths being revealed, the truth of a situation. You're getting more clear about the right path for yourself. But the Justice card is also about boundaries and agreements. Okay, so setting boundaries, maybe setting boundaries with others that, like maybe your relationship is not their business. But what did I say? I felt some of you are leaving something, for this relationship. So Justice card could signify for some of you where a divorce is finally being filed, or some divorce or legal paperwork is coming into completion. For some of you, you might have someone that they're just like, look, I need you to be really sure about wanting to be with me, because maybe they're filing for divorce. And they're like, you can't dilly-dally here. Like, you're in or you're out. We're doing this or we're not. I do feel for some of you, there's like divorce paperwork having to do with this, whether it's you on your end or the person that you have coming in. Justice is also associated with Libra. So some of you may be dealing with a Libra. Okay, some of you may be dealing with a Libra. Some of you may be having to choose between a Virgo or Gemini or a Libra. If you have these in your chart, like if you have all of these, it could very much be like your chakras are aligning and opening up. So there could be a lot of awakening happening. For example, if you're a Taurus but you've got Libra in your moon or in your rising, and then if you have like Virgo or Gemini somewhere in there as well, it could be where there's this massive opening up, this massive awakening, and you just kind of feel like you can't go back to the old ways or the old relationships. You may be having this awakening where you can't stay in an existing relationship. That may be happening for some of you. Okay. Next we have here Princess of Roses, and this is the adventurer. Okay, this in traditional tarot is going to be what we know as the Page of Wands. And so adventure is definitely an energy that comes in with the Page of Wands. But those of you that you watch my readings regularly, you may have heard me say in the past when Page of Wands comes up, for me it's kind of like a second adolescence card. You know, there's like the depressed part of the teenage years, but then there's also the part of the teenage years where the world is fun and new and exciting, and you just want to get out there and figure out who you are and find your clique and find your friends, and you know, you're just kind of discovering yourself and physical attraction and butterflies in the tummy and all of that kind of thing. So this could be someone that's coming in that's filling you with a sense of like puppy love. Although I don't think it's puppy love because you've got these major arcanas, but this could be somebody that's making you feel very fun at young at heart. You know, they may be seeing you as the Princess of Roses. They may be seeing you in the energy of like, you know, you're bringing an adventure into their life, or you guys are going off and adventuring together. Because Taurus, even though you guys aren't a fire sign, and this would be like fire sign energy, even though you guys aren't a fire sign, Taurus can very much be about like, you know, having a good time, because Taurus loves physical comfort, right? Taurus loves to be comfortable at home, loves to have good food, good music, good, you know, physical intimacy, all that stuff. So this might be a way in which you're connecting with this person, like having these good times. I feel, Taurus, some of you in the past, your relationships, and maybe it's the people that you've been with, maybe it's you, but the relationships in terms of trying to make the relationship work have come through a lot of like, you know, not debating, but like, you know, this is what I need and what do you need and what do you want, and you know, all that back and forth. But I feel there's a bonding that's happening just by being in your body, being in the physical elements, being in the physical connection. So having a good time together is really helping you all to bond, to come closer together. So in that way, it's just feeling very natural. It's feeling very natural. You already have the soul connection. So as you're spending time together in the physical realm, in the physical bodies, things are really aligning, or things are beginning to feel more and more passionate. Now, you do want to be cautious sometimes with the Princess of Roses or the Page of Wands energy, because sometimes the Page of Wands can party too hard or go to too many extremes. And since we already have this sense or a feeling that, you know, people are already feeling like you're too carried away with this person, you may want to do some self-regulation, Taurus, and make sure that you're not getting carried away. You know, like keep yourself in check, because it may be very tempting to just go run off and like just forget everyone and everything else. But, you know, and that can be fun and that can be needed sometimes, but you want to keep that in balance. You want to keep that in check. Next we have here, oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. For some of you, this could be a younger fire sign. So fire sign is going to be Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. You could be dealing with a fire sign or somebody with youthful energy who's a fire sign, which would not surprise me because Leo also got the Magician. So this could be like some of you are like flipping out because you saw, or you might be the Leo and you might be watching for a Taurus, right? And sure enough, here you've got that connection that you guys both had that card coming up, right? So there could be a fire sign at play for some of you. The next card here is going to be Prince of Shells. So Prince of Shells is going to be, this is what we need to be careful, Page of Cups. And so The creator of this deck has Page of Cups listed as the charmer. And you could be dealing with a charmer. You know, sometimes Page of Cups gets a bad rap of being like kind of a flirt or a crush or somebody who's not taking things too seriously. And that could be for some of you where there is that element, you know. It could be that this is more of a life lesson coming in for you in terms of like boundaries and having to set boundaries with this person. But Prince of Shells for me, or Prince of Cups for me, when it comes up in my readings, it's telling me we're dealing with a person where the heart chakra is opening up, right? And that could be you, Taurus. It could be where your heart chakra has been closed for a long time and you haven't let anybody in emotionally. You maybe have been single for a very long time, very busy with other things. It could be the other person. It could be both of you. But when I see Prince of Cups, Page of Cups, it tells me that you have this energy, or you have this situation where your heart chakra is opening up and the connection can feel a little bit intense, right? The person may be tempted to pull away. The person may be tempted to close down again. So this could be very much that cha-cha kind of energy, you know, where you're just kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You may want to be cautious if this is you, Taurus. If you feel like, you know what, that kind of sounds like me. I'm not in a hurry like to fall in love or to be head over heels. And I could see myself feeling like I'm getting too carried away with someone. And I could see myself trying to slow down or step it back. You may want to watch your moon sign or rising sign, because for some of you, it may not be a good idea to take that step back. It may not be a good idea to, you know, tell that person that you want to take a break. You could address it in other ways. You know, you could say that maybe you're busy, or you want to schedule time, or, you know, schedule the time in a different way. But you may not want to, you know, come flat out and just be like, you know, I don't know if I want to be in this relationship. Because in some cases, depending on what's happening energetically for you, the person could be like, well, you know, that's not going to work for me. Some of you may be dealing with a person who's doing that cha-cha thing. It's not that they're not into you. They may be really, really into you. And so they may be in that Page of Shells or Page of Cups energy where they're tempted to pull back or pull away. So it could have potential to be a hot and cold kind of thing. Although the cold part of it is more of an appearance, because I think under the surface there is a lot of emotion. It just might be like you guys are both trying not to get too carried away with each other. It could be just this very intense connection. And so there could be this, closing down. Because for me, Page of Cups is like the heart chakra opening and somebody having a hard time with the heart chakra opening. And if it's you, if you're the one that has the heart chakra opening, keep in mind you might be overly emotional at times. I know there's been times when I've been doing heart chakra work and I will just like start crying, just like nothing even happened, and it lasts a couple of minutes and then like I feel so good, right? And it's not gonna be like that forever. Like, don't let it scare you. It's not like, oh my gosh, like what's gonna happen? It's just as you're getting in touch with your feelings, as you're getting in touch with your emotions. You may have times when you have these waves of emotions coming up, but you write them out, you release them, you let them go, and then you're okay again. So it's not going to stay that emotionally intense forever. So I feel for some of you, if you can ride the vulnerability of those emotions coming in, this could be a relationship that could really last a very long time, can be very significant, can do you a lot of good in terms of ascending and growth and, you know, things of this nature. So it's up to you what you want to do with it, right? But I do feel like it's going to be really intense, and some of you are very tempted to push it away, but, you know, it might not be in your best interest to push it away, even though that might be your defense mechanism. So again, I'd really strongly recommend that you watch your moon sign and rising sign video. You can watch your Venus. Although my Venus sign has never really resonated for me. Some people swear by that, the Venus sign for the love sign readings, but just watch your moon, rising, and Venus for like 3 or 4 months. And after 3 or 4 months, you'll have a really good idea of what resonates for you most. You'll be like, oh, you know, my moon resonates more, or my rising resonates more, or they all resonate, you know. So that might be a good idea to do it that way. If you don't know your moon, rising, or Venus, you can go to cafeastrology.com and you can find out like in 2 seconds. It'll ask you some questions and it'll tell you. You don't have to pay any money to use that website. I don't make any money by telling you to go there. It's completely free. I just mention it because it's easy to use, and I don't really know any other sites, so that's a good one to use. If you would like a private reading, please, my darlings, feel free to click on the Calendly link and schedule a private reading with me there. I am having a sale right now. I'm excited to say. I wanted to say thank you so much for 88,000 subscribers. So for the 60-minute recording videos, which are usually 150, they're going to be practically almost half off. They're going to be 88. That might be still too steep for some people. I understand. I have other reading options on there that are less, so you may be able to find something in your price point. And if not, if you can't spend money on a private reading right now, no worries, my dears. That's why I do the free videos, and I'm going to keep the free videos coming. So you might want to watch the channeled angel messages. Those are linked in the description of the video, as well as the weekly forecasts. And if you want daily messages, be sure to follow on Instagram and Facebook, Amethyst Angellight. I post a card of the day there every single day with a message. I do a fun little pick a card game there every single day. And I will be posting more affirmations and meditations on the social media as well. So be sure to take advantage of that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a fabulous month. Take care.